Howdy folks, this is Travis of Elston Equine Solutions, once again being your host with partnership with the Clopton Cow Company. Today's topic is Packer's Saddle Pad. Okay, so we all know there's three types of livestock out there. You have harness horses and mules, you have pack animals, horses and mules, and you also have saddle horses and mules. This one's specifically talking about pack saddle horses and mules. Okay, can't forget about them. Now, I had a friend I used to cowboy with up in Kansas. We're there together doing some jobs, and he just recently, last couple of years, been up in Montana working at an outfit up there near Miles City. And out that part of the way, he has to pack mineral and salt and so forth. Excuse me. He has to pack mineral and salt and so forth out into the wilderness. Okay, they have a permit out there from my understanding. And he was asking me about the pack saddles and everything. So I figured I'd start this video. Yes, I have a horse tied up in the background. It's one I just got done. It's a client horse. And I figured while he's there on tied up, learning some patience, we can talk about this. He is photobombing, I know. Anyhow, getting back on track, all right? So we're going to talk about pack pads. So I'm going to alternate videos between horsemanship, horse training, horse problems, so forth, and to packing equipment. And this is the first part of the series for 2023. Normally, I generally do this videos October, but because I had a special request from a friend, I'm going to start talking about this a little bit more throughout the summer months. I'm going to talk about what is a pack pad used for. Okay, obviously you see this one's been used, still got elk blood on it, bear blood, mule, deer blood, I don't know, any type of blood on there. I need to clean that. I need to clean that up. Anyhow, what a pack livestock pad is for is protect the horse or mule from the pressure of the saddle resting on it or any other piece of equipment that's lashed down onto the pack saddle itself. It is a protective barrier. So that is the whole job of a pack pad. Some of the things I look for, generally they're 30 inches by 40 inches, okay, of design. So they're a lot bigger than a normal saddle horse, mule type saddle pad. And I'll demonstrate that right now. So this is a regular horse pad. If I put it on top, you'll see how much excess is laid on top of a pad. There is a reason for that, folks, because it is added protection. Because you're putting a lot of equipment on the side. If you use a short horse one, you have the potential of equipment rubbing the hair of your pack animal. And if they get galled up, get sored, they don't do you no good. So the best thing to do is get the right size of pad for your pack animal. Savvy? Let's talk about material next. Pack saddles come in a lot of different types of materials. This one here has a nylon type cloth on top. Actually, it's canvas, looks like. And it has sheepskin underneath it. It is very thick, so if I do my pinch test and pinch, I cannot feel my fingers. I want them to be very big, very thick to the feel, where I can't touch my index fingers when I'm clamping down on them. That's why I know they're good. I try not to get any that has neoprene inside of them. That is going to gall your horse, going to make them sweat, and it's just bad business doing that. I haven't seen them personally at Paxon makes them that way, and I hope they never do, because somebody out there will probably buy them by accident. Next type of equipment. The next type of pad type material that you use. This one, once again, is like a canvas material on top, has a wither strip on top so you know which side's the front. And if you look here, it's made out of a felt style material. Once again, if I do a pinch test, I can't feel my fingers. So what's Travis getting at? Travis is getting at, I like natural material on my packing equipment. None of that artificial stuff, okay? Natural materials work the best for a horse. Okay, so we went over the kinds of these pads. I got one more to show you real quick. Okay, for packing pads, this is probably one of my favorite one. This is a canvas material. It also has felt on the top for when the pack saddle bars are laying on here. Additionally cushions, all right, and protects the pack animal. I can do my squeeze test here. It's thick, but then it's double thick by the added material on top. You'll see it's made all out of felt. This one's a very, very good one. I like it a lot. It's got a little bit of withers relief right here. And it's one of my favorite pads that I use. And Chris Tarnoff is the one who makes this. I'll post a link on the screen. He's probably got some of the best pack products out there. Also, Outfitter Supply up Montana's pretty good. That's where those other pack pads come from. But this here's probably one of my favorites, and I highly recommend this type of a pack pad. Okay, so we talked about what the pack pad is for on a pack saddle, but a nice thick pad also acts like a gasket between the pad and the horse to help on ill-fitting pack saddles. And that's why it's important to get that nice thickness going on the pack saddles. Now, I'm not a type of person that'll double layer them if I don't need to, because these ones I found have been very adequate. And let's talk about the next thing. Keeping your equipment clean, serviceable, and presentable. So what we're looking for, if we know there's a gasket between the horse blanket and also the hair of the animal, we want to make sure our pads are clean. We want to make sure there's no hair down there. So if I look at this one, this is not a clean saddle pad, okay? It's got dirt inside of it, it's got hair onto this. So before I use it, I would make sure that I clean, even if it's saddle pad, I'm gonna make sure I clean it up before I place it on top of the animal's back. How do you do that? It's real easy. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a brush and just clean off all the dirt I can. If I'm out in the wilderness and I know I'm at my base camp, I might stick this in the stream, put a rock here and rock here, and let the water run over top of it inside of a creek if I'm out in the wilderness. If I'm not in the wilderness, I'll use a pressure washer without using soap and spray it down. If I'm out in the wilderness, don't have time to use a creek or spray down the pack pad or saddle pad, I'm just going to use the brush to get the debris off. Then I'll grab a curry comb, and what I'm going to do is just knock off the hair, and you can see it's falling off here, and clean off anything that's going to rub and irritate the horse. See how it's just coming off here? So that's a method to get it done. And I'm not going to bore you by finishing it. I'm just presenting a solution to the problem with keeping your equipment clean. Okay, so let's talk about the pads. If you don't clean the pads and you don't use the right style of pad on there, you're going to create heat underneath that pad, because we've already talked about it's a gasket. And when you do that, between pressure and the heat building up, the heat's going to mess with the hair follicle, and next thing you know, you have white hairs across the back of your pack animal. It's not going to kill the animal, but gosh darn, it sure is embarrassing as a packer or a horseman. It sure is embarrassing as a horse packer that you allow that to happen to your animals. And that is a sense of pride with your pack string if you don't have them white hairs from an ill-fitting pack saddle, the pad not being able to forward a good gasket, and pressure points. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so one of the other things, in addition to the stuff I've already spoken of earlier, you want to make sure that you get a good quality pad that doesn't wrinkle up on your horse's back. You want to make sure you got a good quality pad that doesn't slide when equipment's on the horse's back, because it's very slippery. You want to make sure it's good traction, and if you get a good company that makes these, both of them type of things will not happen. Now, let's talk about storage of the pack pad, all right? What I never like to do is when I'm done with them, fold them upside down and place them on the pack saddle. Yes, the air could get to them, but now I've created a teepee that's not shaped, it's shaped opposite of the horse's back when it dries up. I always try to find a log or a branch, and I just put my saddle pads out in the wilderness on top of a branch just like this. Or I might put it on the pack saddle, because if you got bows or if you got a sawbuck X's up here, you got enough air going through them where I don't see it's a problem where you need to invert the teepee and lay it upside down. Another thing for care of this piece of equipment is never just drop it onto the ground face down like this. Okay, try not to ever do that with your pack saddle or saddle blanket. That's just asking for trouble when you put it back on. And for time management purposes, now you got to spend time cleaning it up, so never ever do that too. Common sense, but I figured I would throw it out there anyhow. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Get the thumbs up on my channel. And hopefully you've gained enough knowledge on the pack pads that you can use on mules and horses while you have a pack string or a single equine friend that's packing your equipment out to the wilderness. You'll know how to use the pads. Now you have the knowledge to become the solution. This is Travis saying adios.
Thank you.